Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So here we are with our session number 11 for our basic Nahw and Sarf for our batch 2. So inshallah, we are going to start with practice of what we have learned in our last session, session number 10, where we have covered the topic of i'rab or the status of an ism. We have alhamdulillah covered all our 4 properties of an ism, and we have learned that there are 3 types of statuses. And today, inshallah, we are going to learn how to use that information when we look at Quran, when we are going to see our Mus'haf, and how it's going to be, all the information that you have learned before is going to be applicable, okay? So verbal sentence, there's a question here in the chat box. Verbal sentence is a sentence in which you see a verb. For example, Aisha eats an apple. It's going to be a verbal sentence. So eating, it's an action word. So it is a verb of an English language. So this kind of a sentence is going to be a verbal sentence. In Arabic, you will call it jumlatul fe'liya. Nominal sentence, or a sentence which is jumla ismiya in Arabic, is a sentence like I am a Muslim, she is a girl, those type of sentences where you are seeing only a noun, though there is there, am there, but basically your subject and predicate is basically has to do with a noun or an ism. That kind of a sentence is going to be Jumlatul Ismiya. Yes, I can do so. Yes, inshallah, we are going to cover inshallah jar status, rough status, and nasb status. We have already learned how they are going to look. Just a brief review. Let's just start. So if your ism is a singular ism and it is going to be rough in status, what type of a haraka that ism is going to carry at its end? What it's going to be the haraka on an ism? This, if your ism is a masculine dual, what is the sign of rough status in that case? There is going to be an ani ending, and if I ask you, give me one letter, to be precise, give me one letter, it's going to be an alif. If your ism is a plural, if your ism is a masculine sound plural, you expect to see what at the end of the word when it is rough in status. You are going to see wow, or you can say wow noon, but to be precise, when I ask you only one letter, it is only going to be wow, okay? When your ism is going to be nasb in status and it is a singular ism, what is the haraka you are going to see? The haraka on a singular ism is going to be fatha in nasb status. In a dual ism, the sign of a dual ism in nasb status is going to be aini, right? Yanun. And to be precise, as Sister Shahnaz has written, it's going to be ya. When it comes to a plural nasb status, it's going to be again, there is an ina sound, and there is going to be again a ya at the end of the word. But you notice the ya of a plural is a ya mad, because the letter before ya is carrying a kasra, right? The letter before ya is carrying a kasra. Therefore, you can say the type of ya in a plural is ya mad. Kindly mute everyone. I want everyone to keep yourself mute until I ask you to unmute yourself. Okay, inshallah. When you come to your jar status, if your word is a singular word, if your word is a singular ism, how is it going to end? What is the haraka it is going to carry? It's going to carry a kasra, right? It is going to end with a kasra. If it is a dual, the word is going to end with any sound. To be precise, if I ask you, give me one letter, you're going to tell me it is going to be ya. And for a plural, what type of ending do I expect when a word is jar in status? For a plural, it is going to be again ya. I'm going to show you that so that there is refreshing of some, information that we have covered in our previous sessions. Okay, so see, in the jar status, when a word is singular, it's ending with a kasra. When a word is a dual, ya noon, and to be precise, ya, which is yaleen, because a letter before it is carrying a fatha. When it is plural, your word is again mostly mina, right? And there is a ya noon ending, and to be precise, the sign of jar status is this ya. How many of you have understood it so far? And remember that we have covered this in our last session. Alhamdulillah. If there is any time, if you are confused about something, my dear students, do not let your ego come in your way. Go back to the recording. Those are, the session is only recorded so that we have, it is only for those people who attend the session and they want to go back, right? So please make sure you maximally benefit from recordings if there is any confusion about anything, inshallah. And I'm sure you will find, if you do not even find your answer, there will be always something that you will gain from going back to the recording, inshallah. Because I personally gain, I sometimes listen to my recordings of previous sessions and try to see how can I improve myself. Okay, so now when it comes to your feminine ism, how is it going to end when it is rough in status and is a singular ism? Singular feminine is going to end with tun sound, or it's again the haraka of the word. You can say that, no. You can say it's going to end with a dhamma. The haraka will be dhamma. In case of a singular feminine word that is nasb status, the haraka is going to be, what is the haraka? It's going to be basically the haraka and it's going to be fatha. When it is a singular feminine ism that is jar in status, the haraka is going to be kasra. When it is a dual, when your word is a dual and is a feminine dual, what do you expect now? Feminine dual, when rough in status, again is going to be ending with something. There is going to be again an alif noon, and to be precise, if I asked you, give me one letter, you are going to always tell me, Sister Saima, the sign of rough status in this word muslimatani is an alif. When I ask you, my dear students, give me the sign of a feminine in this word, what is the sign of feminine? The open ta. Very good job, Iram. When I ask you, give me the sign of an ism in this word, what is an answer? The sign of an ism in this word. Yes, the word is having this ani ending, the ani ending in this word, the dual. Do you see any other sign of an ism? There is a meme in the beginning. The meme in the beginning. Do not forget your signs of an ism. Okay, I have taught you 7. 4 are very common, and this was one of those 4 that you can never forget. You're not supposed to forget the 4 signs of an ism, please, my dear students, because remember, you are going to create your own legacy through this course. I'm telling you that, okay? Because that's the intention here, okay? So you want to be a role model, ummatan wasata, for the people to come. So for you to do that, you have to put lots and lots of an effort, and you have to work very hard, inshallah, okay? So everyone with me, when your word is going to be nasb status and it is a feminine dual, it's going to again end with yanun. And to be precise, you are going to tell me the ya is the sign of nasb status in this feminine dual ism, and so is going to be the sign of a jar status. And how to figure out whether it is jar or nasb, we are going to learn it through the context, okay? Fi siyaq al-kalam, or through the context, we should be able to figure it out, what is the status of our word, okay, inshallah. When your word is a feminine plural, it's going to end with atun sound, and sometimes you may not have the matain, right? Atun, atun, you may not have the matain in a rough status, right? In a rough status, sometimes what is the sound? It can be two only, right? The ta may be just carrying one dhamma. And when it is nasb or jar in status, in both nasb and jar, it's going to be atin, atin. Everyone with me? Now that we have a quick recap of whatever we have learned. Among the three columns, if your word is a broken plural, which column your broken plural is going to follow? Is it going to follow a column of a singular ism or a dual or a plural? Very well done, Chehnaz. It is going to follow pattern of a singular ism, right? If your word is a broken plural, how will you figure out the status? Whether it is raf, nasb or jar, you are going to notice that it's going to carry a dhamma or dhammatain when it is rafin status. It's going to carry fatha or fathatain when it is nasbin status. It's going to carry kasra or kasratain when it is jarin status. Is this clear? So just like in singularism, broken plural is going to take fatha dhamma kasra, right? Inshallah. Your dual always are going to have alif or ya. Your plural, your masculine sound plural will have waw and ya, waw noon and ya noon. Your feminine sound plural will have alif ta, open ta, alif followed by an open ta with dhamma tain in rough status or dhamma in rough status. And your feminine sound plural will have atin, atin sound in case of nasb or jar status. When I say broken plural, we have covered them. Did we ever cover broken plurals? Who remembers broken plurals? Give me an example so that, yes, man versus man. Give me an Arabic example. Aqlam. So a word like qalam is a singular, and a plural for this word is aqlam. Aqlam or kitab is a singular. Kutub is a broken plural, right? Masjid, singular. Masajid, plural. The original word does not remain intact, and you are noticing the word does not have a sound ending. Huma, either, there are two things here. Notice word aqlam. When you look at the word aqlam, does it have a sound ending that you were expecting? Your word, it should be in case of a sound ending, the word ends with atun, atin sound, right? If you have a word which is a masculine sound plural, the sound and ending is with waw noon, ya noon. The word structure changed because it has now broken up. It's totally broken up. The original structure did not remain intact in case of aklam from kalam, right? Rusul from rasul, right? And you do not have an ending by which you can recognize your plural. So that type of a plural in which original word does not remain intact is going to be called broken plural. Please go back to recordings if you have not covered those sessions. Please go back and make sure you have your notes there, and you have you go through them. Okay, inshallah. So the examples that I gave you are the examples of broken plural. And on my slide, you don't see any word that is an example of broken plural. This slide has to do with Muslimatun chart. And I have just shown you Muslimun chart and Muslimatun chart. I did not show you any example of a broken plural on my screen as of yet. Okay, inshallah. So let me just start now. And we were covering the topic of status. We were focusing on status today since we have understood status and we need to do more practice. Everyone, if you have not understood Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you must go back to the previous session. I'm not going to go back to the Arab of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim today. I'm going to start with Alhamdu. Looking at your word, is your word an ism or a fail or a harf? What do you think? So it is an ism. Give me the sign of an ism very slowly and surely. We are going to get there and we will master this, inshallah, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al is a sign of an ism. Give me status of this word. Why do you call it rough in status? What is the sign of rough status? It was a Dhamma. What is the number of this word? Very good job. It is singular word. Very good job. What is the gender of this word? It is masculine. Very good job. Very well done. So now, if I asked you, what is the type of this word? Why is it proper? Yes, it is proper. Tell me what made it proper. We attached al, which is equivalent of the article the of English. Therefore, this word is proper because it has al in the beginning, right? It is an ism because it has an al in the beginning and it's proper. And al also made this ism proper as well. Do you all understand that? Right? So now we are going to, you have correctly identified it as ism, as properism, as masculinism, as singularism, and also an ism that is rough in status, right? Now we are going to look at the word right after it. Lillahi. Is it one word or you think there are two words there? There are two words because li is a separate word and Allah, which is Lafzul Jalala, is another word, right? Li and Allah. Now tell me, dear students, what is the status? What is the status of this word? It is jar in status. Do you see anything that could have made it jar in status? There is li there, right? There are certain prepositions. If you go back to your notes, you will find in them there are certain prepositions when present before an ism, they make that ism jar. And here there is li in the beginning of your word that made lafzul jalala jar. Is this clear? So now it is majroor li ta'zim. So just just know that, just understand that this is jar in status. The status of lafzul jalala is jar. I hope this is clear. Now look at the next word, rabbi. Now give me the status of the word. Rabbi is also jar in status. It is also jar in status. What is the number of rabbi? Singular. What is the gender of rab? It is masculine. Very well done. Okay. So now we are going to figure out why rab is jar in status. Why rab is jar in status. Now, please, stop typing and focus. Stop typing and focus. What made Rabbi jar in status? So there is li that made lafzul jalala jar in status. Is this clear to all of you? Remember, li is going to only work on an ism that is right next to it. Always remember that, okay? Li is going to have an effect on an ism that is right next to it, okay? So you cannot say that Rabbi is jar in status because of the effect of li, right? Now let's focus and see what could be the other reasons for a word to be jar in status. The first one was if it is affected by a preposition. So li affected lafzul jalala, but why is rab jar in status? Is it an after of word or is it a follower? If you look at your slides, you will find in your previous slides the follower can be an adjective used for noun. Follower can be an adjective used to describe a noun. So, Allah, Lord of the worlds. Allah, Lord of the worlds. Can Rabb be an adjective for Lafzul Jalala? What do you think? What do you think? Can Rabb is a word that is describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That Allah, all praise belongs to Allah, who is the Lord of the worlds. How many of you agree with that? It is a follower it is a follower of lafzul jalala. It's an adjective being used for lafzul jalala. That is why this word Rabbi is jar in status. Okay, at this stage, just remember it's a follower and it is describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Arabic, noun and adjective are of the same status. In Arabic, noun and adjective that is used to describe noun are going to be of the same status. Is this clear to all of you? And follower is one of the examples of an, adjective is one of the example of followers, and any follower of an ism is going to follow it in status. Okay? Okay, any ism and its follower is going to be of the same status. Okay? No, it is not a follower. It is also a follower of Alhamdu. No, it is not follower of Alhamdu. It is Alhamdu, Alhamdu, and Rabbi. Are they same status? Tehseen? Are they of same status? No. So status must be same. They're of different status. No, it's not a follower. And I'm going to get back to you on everything. We are going to, finish off the verse in a very precise manner, inshallah. We'll try our best. So everyone, now, is it clear to all of you that why Rabbi is jar in status? Because it is follower of lafzul jalala, and in Arabic, an ism and its follower, and it can be an adjective or an ism, are going to follow each other in status. Okay. Now look at this word Rabbil Alamina. Rabbil Alamina. How are you translating? How Sahih International is translating Al Alamina? So, Lord of the worlds. Lord of the worlds. So when it comes to Al-Alamina, can anyone give me the status of Al-Alamina based on the information that you have been taught in your previous session? Any word, so Rabia is saying it can be Nasburjar. It can be Nasburjar. Yes, that's true. Al-Alamina, Al-Alamuna, Al-Alamina, Al-Alamina. But now, do you have a context available here? Is this word coming after of? Is it your after of word? Yes or no? It is your after of word, right? It is showing a possession. So now if I ask you, give me one status only, either it is nasb or jar, give me one status. There is only one status now after the information, after the review of information that we have been covering in from our previous session to today's session. Okay, if a word is after of, it is going to be jar in status. So al-alamina, since it is coming after of, it's going to be jar in status. We are not focusing on the haraka in our plurals. Do we focus on our haraka in plural? When it is a pluralism, we don't focus on the haraka of the word, right? We basically look at the combination. We look at the combination, either una, ina, right? It's either una, ina, and when we restrict and when we, to be very precise, we focus on what is the letter at the end of the word, right? We'll focus on the letter at the end of the word. The word is, there may be many cases when you will not have this noon even there. Okay. So that is why I have been focusing and I've been telling you time and again that look at these words very carefully and focus on ya, noon, wow, noon, and to be precise, wow, ya, alif, ya, in all these combinations. Okay, inshallah. I hope that answers your question. So now let's see. Alhamdu is, what do you think? All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Why is Alhamdu rough in status? Who is going to answer this? Is it focus on what kind of a sentence you are looking at, and then you answer me that what is the reason for this word to be rough in status? Okay. Is it is a, remember, it's first of all, it is a nominal sentence, right? It's a nominal sentence. You don't have any action here. It's a nominal sentence, right? And alhamdu is your subject, right? Alhamdu is your subject of the sentence, right? Alhamdu is the subject of your sentence. We are not talking about that iram yet, right? It is the subject of your sentence. Therefore, if you go back, nominal sentence, your subject is proper, your predicate is proper. In the standard nominal sentence, your subject and your predicate both are proper. And I gave you a few examples in the last session that the baby is cute. The baby is going to be rough in status, and cute is also going to be rough in status. Allah is greatest. Allahu Akbaru. It Allah is rough in status, and Akbaru is also rough in status. Is this clear? All of you? Who's let me see one. Yes, you are right, Rukaiya. Yes, Ya is the sign of jar status because noon is not always present. You are right. That's correct. So when you try, can you see my translation, Sahih International's translation here? All praise is for Allah. All praise is for Allah. In this sentence, what is your subject? Is the praise, in English, my dear students, in English, whatever is in the beginning is your subject. Unlike in Arabic subject can be at the end of the sentence, but in English, always remember the whatever is first is your subject. So all praise is your subject, my dear students. Please, this is basic English. So all praise is the subject, and the rest is your, the story or the predicate at this time, here. But that is what is in English, so we cannot generalize it. Okay, the rest is the predicate. Okay, the rest is a predicate. Okay, all praise is for Allah. All praise is the subject. Rest is a predicate. All praise is a subject, and I have taught you if there is a subject of a nominal sentence, it is also going to be a rough in status. Okay. So basically, at this stage, what you need to know is your subject, your doer is rough in status. The default status is rough in status. Okay. No, 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 no. It cannot be your object. It's, a predicate is verb. Um, yeah, and Sharifa, no, I think don't overcomplicate stuff right now. I think let's just focus on what we are doing right now. Okay, let's keep things simple and let's try to understand what we need to understand. Okay, let's just don't compare English and Arabic too much. We use English just to make things easy for everyone, so that because you have been learning, most of you must have been learning it from the beginning of your life, and since you were 4 or 5 years old, so it's easy to relate things. But not everything is going to be able to, I cannot relate each and every word of English to Arabic, right? Some, because even the translation does not do justice to Quran, right, as we say. So now let's come back. Alhamdu is predicate or subject. It's a subject. That is why it is rough in status. Lillahi, lafzul jalala, jar in status because of li. Rabbi, jar in status because it is a follower, right? It is following lafzul jalala in status. It's describing lafzul jalala, therefore must match, right? And al alamina is jar in status because it is your after of word. It is your after of word. Have you written that down on your notes? Are you taking notes right now? Don't focus on just writing. Please focus on listening first and then write. Okay, my dear students. Now come and look at this word, Ar-Rahman. Tell me what is the status? Tell me what is the status? It is jar. And Ar-Rahimi, what is the status? Jar, right? Why is it jar in status? What is a giveaway? What is a giveaway that is jar in status? Because the word is carrying a kasra, right? It is carrying a kasra. Now, the last question is, why is this word jar in status? And many of you have already typed it, and most of you are getting it. It seems like it is an adjective, and an adjective is a follower, and the noun and follower must be on same status. If a noun and adjective are going to be of same status in Arabic language, like Rasulun Karimun. What is the meaning of Rasulun Karimun? It means noble messenger. Do you notice? Rasulun Karimun. Both are both are of same status. They are both ending with the matain, right? Quranin Majidin. Quranin Majidin. Do you notice? Both Quran and Majidin are carrying a kasra, right? So Ar-Rahman is another sifa or a description for Lafzul Jalala, Allah. So that is why it is following the status of Lafzul Jalala, because it is describing Lafzul Jalala. And then Ar-Rahim is another adjective being used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and therefore it is again jar in status. Yes, this whole sentence is a nominal sentence. Yes, Hina? Yeah. Everyone with me so far? Type 1 if you are understanding this so far. Okay. Now let's focus. Continue to continue your focus here in the class for now. The next word is coming, which means Malik. Who is Malik? Who is Malik? First of all, tell me who is Malik. Stop typing. Allah is our Malik. So can it be an adjective being used for Lafzul Jalala? Right? It is another adjective being used for Lafzul Jalala. So now tell me, what is the status of this word? And why it is jar in status? Yes, you are right, it is jar in status. What is a giveaway of jar status? It is ending with a kasra, right? It is ending with a kasra, and that tells me the word is jar in status. How many of you have understood this so far? There are 80 students right now, 79 students, and I'm also a student of Quran. So there are 80 people in class, and I want everyone to be awake, alert, oriented times 3, right? With all your faculties active, right? Inshallah. So now Malik is going to be jar because it is another adjective being used for Lafzul Jalala, and it is also it is jar in status because it is a follower. Okay, from the 3 categories of jar, you are going to say that this is jar in status because it is a follower. Okay, it is jar in status because it's a follower. Now the next word is Yomi. What is the status? Tessin, it is rough in status because it is subject. The subject of a nominal sentence is rough in status. Alhamdu is rough because it is a subject of a nominal sentence. Okay? Yomi is jar in status. Sovereign of the day. Sovereign of the day. What is the reason among the 3 reasons that you have been taught that is making Yomi jar? Look carefully at the translation and then give me the answer. Is it a word after of? Is it an object of a preposition? Is there any harf before it? Bata, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila? Or is it a follower? It is jar in status because it is a word after of. Sovereign of the day. Sovereign of the day. It's a follower. Everyone got it? Because it was after of, that is why it is jar in status. Very well done. Now, my dear students, look at this word ad-dini. What is the status of this word? Ad-dini. Ad-dini is jar in status. It is again jar in status. Now, look at the translation of Sahih International, sovereign of the day of Recompense. So what is making this word jar in status? It is an after of word. Among the three reasons you are going to say that it is an after of, that is why it is jar in status. Right? Everyone got it? Master of the day of the judgment, right? Or whatever translation you use, that's what that befits, and is going to be the reason. And the only reason that the word is jar in status is going to be because it is an after off word. In our ninth session and eighth and ninth session, we learned a property of an ism where I taught you that your ism is common by default, and there has to be a reason for a word to be proper. And I taught you something that if your after off is proper, it is going to make your before off proper as well. So, what do you think is yom? Is yom common or proper? Because if your after off is proper, I'm just seeing two answers here. So remember, if your after off is proper, your before off is going to become proper. Ad-deen, is it common or proper? Ad-deen. First of all, let's look at ad-deen. Ad-deen is an after off word. It is proper, right? Recompense or judgment is proper. So what is going to happen to yom now? Yom is going to become proper because of ad-deeni. What is yom going to do with Malik? When it becomes proper, is it going to make Malik proper too? Yes or no? Alhamdulillah, it is making Malik proper. We are not talking about any Malik. And in Arabic, Malik can be, used otherwise too. You have heard about Ama Malik, right? So Malik is name used by Arabs otherwise. But when we talk about Maliki Yawmiddin, is it any Malik or is it the master of the day of judgment? We are talking about a very specific one, our Rabb, right? Our Malik, our Khaliq, Mudabbir, Mun'im, right? Murabbi, Qayyim, right? Loves, and this all goes, how you notice that how this whole ayah is describing Lafzul Jalala, right? Malik, Jar, because it is description, it is an adjective for Lafzul Jalala. Yomi is Jar because it is after off. Ad-Dini is Jar because it is an after off. What is Rabbi in terms of type? Is it common or proper? And the translation is right in front of you. I don't know why it's not showing. It's going to be proper. And what made it proper? Who is going to tell me? What made Rab proper? Al-Alamina. It's after off is proper, so word before off is also going to be proper. If after off is proper, word before off becomes proper as well, right? Everyone got it? Alhamdulillah. I'm seeing you mean both ism on the either side of the proper. Yes, Afshan, you can understand it this way, but to be precise, the answer is if the after off word is proper, it will make its before off proper too. Okay, if the word after off is proper, it will make before off proper too. And this is all in your notes, inshallah, my dear students. If you go back, you will find them in your notes, inshallah. Okay, so now we are going to come and do this one first. Okay, I'm going to show you as-sirata. As-sirata. What is the status? It is nasb status. It is nasb status. And what's the sign of nasb status? Sign of nasb status in an ism that is singular is a fatha, right? Sign of nasb status in an ism that is singular is going to be a fatha. And it is because of the fatha, you know that it is nasb status. As-sirat al-mustaqima. Al-mustaqim. Is it an adjective? What do you think for sirat? Straight path. Straight path. Is it a word that is description for as-sirat? As-sirat, right? So what should be the status of an adjective of an ism in Arabic? Should they match? They should match. They will be doing matchy. So al-mustaqima is proper. No, not proper. It's proper because of al, but it is nasb in status because it is a description for a sirata and it is a follower. Why it is nasb in status? Because it is a follower, right? It is a follower. Everyone got it? Remember, every follower is going to follow the status of an ism that it is following. Okay, remember that. Now look at this word, sirata. What is the status of sirata? Ism and its followers are going to be of the same status. That is what I'm saying. Okay, ism and its follower are going to be of same status. Sirata is nasb status because there is a fatha there, right? Now look at word allazina, and allazina, path of those. What should be the status of allazina here? Path of those. Allazina means those. Allazina means those. And it is one of those words that is very stubborn. It's not going to change its form. It's going to be always allazina, allazina, allazina. And we are going to learn these words in our next sessions. Inshallah, you are going to cover those isms. But if based on the context, what it should be the status of allazina? Allazina is going to be, it is an after of word, path of those, path of those. Sirat al-lazina, path of those, it is an after of, and after of is going to be jaran status, right? It is going to be jaran status. Is this clear to all of you? Your after of is going to be always jaran status. Keep that in mind, okay? Okay, so now coming Sirat al-lazina anamta alayhim. This ghairi, do you know why this ghairi is jaran status? Yes, it is allazina is nasbin status. Sorry, jaran status, but it's always going to have a fatha at the end. It is among those words that does not change its form. Okay, is that the question? Nurgul, right? Is this clear? Alhamdulillah. That is always going to, and we are going to learn about these kinds of words in our next upcoming sessions. Okay. Okay. Ghairi, if I asked you the status, ghairi, is it nasb or jar? It is jaran status. Okay, so there is a question. There is a question. Why is Asma? Are you talking about this sarat? Why is it nasb status? Why is sirata nasb status? Yes, the first one, this one. Okay, so this sirata is another description. You can just think of it as a follower of the first as-sirat. Okay, it is a follower of as-sirata. Okay, as-sirat al-mustaqim, as-sirat al-mustaqim. It is another type of a follower that is not an adjective, but it's another type. But just remember, it's a follower. If you just put it on your in your notes that it is a follower of as-sirata, that is why it is going to be nasb status. Okay, because it is following the first as-sirata. Okay, it is a follower of previous sirat. Yeah. Can somebody tell me the type of this sirata? What is the type of this sirata? It is, it's not common, cannot be common. Path of those, path of those. If after of is proper, before of becomes proper, right? Allazina, remember? No. It's not because it is only one path. No. It's after of. Remember those words? Allazi, allazani, allazaini, allazina, allazina, allati, allati, allatani, allataini, allati, allai, allatani. Those words that you have covered in proper. Allazina is one of your words that is proper. When your after of is proper, your before of becomes proper. Very good job, Sharifa. Right? Allazina is a relative pronoun. Is a relative pronoun. and it is always proper. When after of is proper, it makes before of proper. That is why sirata is proper. Okay. So ghairi is jar in status, right? Ghairi is jar in status. Sirat al-lazina an'amta alayhim, path of those who you bestowed upon them your favor. Ghairi al-maghdubi alayhim, not of those who have evoked your anger. So this is same of same status as which word? This word is of same status as which word that has been mentioned before? Allazina. Okay, yeah. So now I have to end the session because the time is up. Inshallah, we will continue our review in our next session, in our session number 12. Okay, and then inshallah, you will find out what should be the i'rab of ghairi and why is it ghairi. Inshallah. So subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Take care. Inshallah, see you all.